Hi everybody, I hope that you are having an absolutely magical day. I am once again sharing my recording chair with Russell, so kind of very perched on the edge so I don't disturb him from his restful slumber. Welcome to this week's episode of the Mandala Effect, officially episode 2, and I am so excited to bring this to you. Today we're going to be talking about spirituality and what spirituality means to me, and my version of it, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Spirituality means something different for everybody. But if you're new to the Mandala Effect or you're new to my podcast, then welcome. I am so thrilled to have you here. And thank you so much for tuning in, listening or watching or whatever, however you're kind of seeing this, however this is being brought to you. So the Mandala Effect is a podcast channel. It's a system, I guess, that when we're working out on ourselves, we're improving our lives, we're improving the lives of others. Not only do people see what we're doing, see that we're becoming happier, see that we're becoming like that our lives are becoming amazing, and that inspires and encourages people to make change on a conscious level, but on an unconscious level, we are helping others to raise their frequency as we raise ours. It's an energetic thing. We're not even aware that it's happening. As we raise our vibration, we automatically affect the people around us. We automatically just raise the vibration and the frequency of the population of the world. So as we kind of work on ourselves, we are changing the world one soul at a time. And I am so excited to be able to bring this to you. So without further ado, what is spirituality? So my friend gave me the idea for this topic because, yes, this is a spiritual podcast, and it's transformed over. I've been recording these episodes for 2 years, and it was started out very, very different. We were the Design Your Legacy podcast, and I say it was very different. It wasn't. It actually had the same values, but here we are. We've developed, and now this is a spiritual podcast, self-development podcast, and hence the name, the Mandala Effect, helping people to raise their frequency, raise their vibration, and improve their lives as a result. And my friend said, well, she'd been on this dating app, and she said, some guys asked me what spirituality means to me. And spirituality is different for everybody, and spiritual people, spiritual women have there's a bit of a stereotype, and I don't think that stereotype is always accurate, as with all stereotypes. So she said it would be really interesting, and then I can just send them the link to your video and they can watch that without me having to explain it. So here we are, recording a video on spirituality, and actually, I'll be honest, I feel a little bit out of my comfort zone speaking about this, because that spirituality is so much, and it is so different for different people, and I'm relatively new to I'm not. I've been working on spiritual and personal development for nearly 7 years, but I have really thrown myself into it in the last 12 months because it really took me some digging deep to find something higher than myself that was going to support me through cancer. So this is where the development has brought me, and here I am. So what is spirituality, and what does spirituality mean to me? So spirituality to me means a belief beyond the physical, belief beyond our physical form, belief beyond our mind. It is proven we are energetic beings. We are not physical matter. We may appear to be physical, but actually we're atoms and molecules vibrating at a frequency that makes us appear in this way, which is, you know, absolutely incredible. And you can take that as far as you want. You know, there are talks that we are living in a hologram, there are talks that we are living in a matrix, in a virtual reality, which, you know, can believe is completely true when you look back to kind of when you then start thinking about source energy. And so if we are all energy, the energy has to come from somewhere. So the source energy, I believe, is the God that is referenced in lots of different religions. Now, these are my beliefs. I am not religious. One thing spirituality is not, and it is not a religion. You know, there are no rules that we follow. We have no one God. We have a belief in a higher power, and that looks different to everybody. So some people speak of the higher power as God. Some people speak of it as the universe. Some people speak of it as source energy, the divine energy. A lot of spiritual beliefs come from, like, Buddhism and Hinduism, the old Eastern philosophies and religions that were taught thousands of years ago. You know, a lot of that now is being proven by science. Like the energy they spoke about that in the Rig Veda, and and now it's all proven. So it's really, really fascinating kind of where it all ties together, which makes it really, thankfully, it makes it really easy for me to get on board with, especially, you know, when our ego and our mind is so controlling, and it thinks that we're in this on our own, and that's not the case at all. So I think there's a spiritual way of looking at this, and then there's a kind of scientific way of looking at this. I'm going to try and stay away from the science, but the science is there if you want to look into it. I'd recommend Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. There are lots of scientists out there who kind of back up the beliefs of spiritual people, which is, again, what I lent into as I was healing cancer, and I have videos on that as well if you want to have a look. So spirituality is, for me, it's a connection beyond the physical, connection to this higher power that I spoke of, whether you know it as the universe, divine energy, divinity, your higher self. So I very much believe that the energy, you know, we are energetic beings. That means we are all one, because energy is all connected. We have our energy centers, which are known as our chakras. We have 7 chakras within our body, and kind of going down the main meridian of our body, and they're our main energy centers, and the center being the heart. And so, you know, these, and again, that energy is then not only in these centers, but it's circling all around us. Obviously, our bodies are energy. So we have an energetic field, and this energetic field is, you know, our energy, as we pass people, our energy is, they merge. The energy is merged all over the world. The energy of a tree, the energy of the ocean, the energy of the washing line that is sat right here. You know, all the energy is interlinked, which ultimately means that we are all one. So having this, and that oneness, I believe the source of that oneness is God, is the universe, is, you know, it's all the energy. And this then kind of is our higher self. And I have some theories on the higher self as well, which, you know, there are lots of theories that go around, and again, take what you resonate with and leave what you don't. But the higher self to me is a version of our soul that has experienced every single possibility and every single reality and the infinite kind of ways that we could have lived our lives, and it's experienced that. And so the higher self is the one that knows and is the one that guides you and is the one that kind of, that is your intuition and your heart and your, you know, ultimately it is your soul, it is you. You already are your higher self. You don't need to look outside of you for that, because it is you. You are the higher self. So, and you being the higher self, I believe the higher self is the energy, is the God, is the universe. You know, it's all one. It's all connected. And that, I guess, when we then think of spirituality and what we believe beyond our physical form, beyond our mind, beyond what we kind of know, see, hear, that is what the higher power is to me. And this is a belief of mine that has developed over the last year, over the last 5 years. 5 years ago, I started learning about manifestation and the law of attraction, and this is how I got into spirituality. And I'll get into that in a minute, but this is how I got into spirituality, and I really struggled. I was like, you know, looking back now, I was like, well, no, you know, the universe, how can you connect with just the universe? You don't, there wasn't the deeper understanding behind it, that we are energetic beings, that we are energy, that we are the power, we are the God, and what holds us back is actually the mind, the survival instinct, the ego. And it doesn't mean to, that's not, that's literally its purpose. It's how we've evolved. It's kept the human race going and alive, and you know, that's what it was meant to do, and that's what it has done. But we can transcend the mind, the ego, the mind, and this is where meditation comes in, where you know, again, back to the Eastern religions of Hinduism and Buddhism, you know, we can kind of elevate beyond living from and listening to the egoic mind. So back to manifestation quickly. Just so you know, I have no plan for this episode. I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. I'm very much going with my listening to my higher self, and I have asked my higher self to help me explain this to you and have this conversation with you. So hopefully this does sort of make some form of sense at the end of it when we all listen. So back to manifestation. This, I believe, is an easy way for people to start learning about spirituality and what might be possible beyond what we know already, because it really appeals to the ego that we can achieve this dream life. We can drive the Lamborghini, we can have the 70-bedroom house, we can have the you know, the perfect husband and perfect family, and you know, we absolutely can. All of that is available to us. But manifestation and the law of attraction really appeals to the ego, when in reality manifestation is, it is who you are. Manifestation just is. The law of attraction just is. It is. We are what our thoughts create our reality. So who we are is what we see reflected back to us. So the person that you are being, the person that you. So when you're trying to manifest something, bring something into your life, you need to become the person that has that in their life. You need to become a different person. You don't, you know, it's not really about the visualization or the vision board. It is about embodying the energy, the feelings of that person. And that is why a depressed person, if they keep focusing on the depression, will stay depressed. that is why, and similarly, the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, that's because the rich are of an energetic frequency that just keeps bringing money to them. It doesn't make them bad people. And the poor, if they stay in that frequency of I am poor, stay in the scarcity, poverty frequency, then they're going to keep attracting things that make them poor. So that's kind of like a simplified version of like manifestation. It is the frequency that you are vibrating at, and that is what creates your outer world. So it's so much more than what the ego wants it to be. So the ego wants it to be, if I visualize this, I'm going to get it. Actually, it's how you live your life. And the secret and learning about the law of attraction. And I wanted to create my dream business, which in many, many ways I did. I created who I was at the time. And, you know, I've been doing some work on my business and my website, so Roseanna Croft Jewellery, which is the jewellery company that I run and founded. And I was looking at it and I'm very, very proud of who I became to create that, and what I brought into my life because of that. And, you know, it is who you are, manifestation and the law of attraction. It is not, it is a way of living, not just what you want to see materialize in your life. And you can have all of that. You can have it all. Somebody said the other day, you can't have it all. And I thought, no, we can. And we can have it all if we embrace that we can have it all and see the possibilities of having it all. It is all available to us. I actually on Instagram this week have been speaking about possibilities and how there are in if we're kind of going into the scientific realm of spirituality and believing beyond the known, then there are infinite possibilities available to us, and we just have to be open to letting them in. So that's the conversation we've been having over on Instagram, if you want to go and check that out. But back to kind of being spiritual, and it is a way of living. It is living from a place of love and not from a place of fear. It is being guided by our intuition, being guided by our hearts, rather than being guided by the mind and the ego, and knowing that we are pure consciousness and we are not just the thoughts that are that kind of come up every day. And this is where meditation is amazing, because meditation helps you quiet the mind. It helps you embody love. It helps you bring in divine energy, and that is it's a wonderful feeling while you're in the meditation, but it's also that divine energy, and the meditation helps you align your chakras, align your energy, and then bring that energy into your life and into the world. And when you're bringing this high loving energy is when your life starts to get really magical, and that's amazing. But it's never about the things. It's never about the things in your life. It's always about how you feel. And I think that people get into spirituality and religion because they want to see changes in their life. They want to bring about changes. And I believe that bringing change, it does take a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of power. And I think that having a belief in something higher than the mind, than the body, and that is connecting to your soul. It is bringing together the mind, the body, the soul, spirit, and having a belief in something higher than than us as a physical being makes life a bit easier. I know this was certainly my experience last year when I was facing cancer and experiencing cancer and everything that comes with it, from chemotherapy to mastectomy and reconstructive surgery, and you know, the thought of I battled with not wanting to do chemotherapy, and I stopped chemotherapy early, and I really had to have a belief in something, that I was being guided and that I was on a path of love and not this and not a I couldn't be scared, but if I'd have listened to my ego, if I'd have listened to the thoughts in my mind, then I wouldn't have found it so easy to make the decisions that I did. And I didn't find it easy, but I sort of lent on my belief in a higher power. And I lent on, I'm being sent this for a reason. This is part of my life journey. This is part of my lesson. And then this takes me to another part of spirituality, is that I believe that we're not just here for this lifetime. And there are lots of different beliefs about reincarnation and how we've incarnated in this lifetime. And take leave what resonates and what doesn't. But I fully believe that we are here to learn lessons, so that again we're elevating this consciousness and we're elevating this energy. And if at the end of the day, if we are all energy, then what happens when we die? So energy can't die, energy can't be destroyed. So actually, you know, and when we do die, all that happens is the energy leaves the physical body. It's the physical body that dies. It's the physical body that's time is up. So what happens to the energy and the consciousness? Well, it has to go somewhere. It has to become something. So what is it? So I believe that we're here to learn lessons that elevate this soul, this, you know, the energy. And when I say soul, I'm referring to this source energy within us. And I believe that we're here to elevate that and take it to another level of whatever this life is. And another part of spirituality is embracing that it's okay not to know it all. Like, there are so many books out there, and I mean, I don't know if you've listened to many channeled messages and people who channel like Bashar, Daryl Anka channels Bashar, and Lee Harris channels a group of ninth dimensional beings called the Z's. And you know, this kind of takes spirituality a step further, because it's a belief in something that we really can't see, and you know, and it's all relative. Well, it's not channeling, it's not new, but with YouTube it's much more accessible to learn of it, and they kind of bring messages. I actually forgot where I was going with this, but it's another fascinating element to spirituality, is that what is beyond and where do we go, and we're told a lot of through these messages, through books that people write, we're told a lot of things. Some of them are contradicting. This is where I was going with this, is that some of them are contradicting. Some of what we're told is contradicting, and some of it actually is just it's the same thing said in a different way. And you'll find that most of it is the same thing said in a different way, which again fascinates me, especially when we look at science and like Jungian psychology, which really kind of aligns with the spirituality as well. So I find it all very, very fascinating to learn about, and to learn what other people believe. You know, what spirituality is for other people. It's all very, it's what is the truth for you. That spirituality is the truth, and then my question is, well, what is your truth? What is your truth? And it's love, and you know, it is, well, okay, what is your love? You know, love will feel different to everybody, and I mean true love. I mean love that comes from the heart center, the feeling, it is a very, very elevated feeling, and that is our true, love is our true form. Love is, again, I mentioned this last week or in something, and love is light, and we are light, so we therefore are literally love. So so we're and you know, that, I guess, spirituality is love. Spirituality, you know, that love is God, God is love. It's all the same thing, and it's all whatever works for you, whatever resonates with you. And it doesn't all just have to be tarot cards and astrology. While that's great fun, and you know, and learning about what may be the future and what might be a possibility. You know, I think a lot of people lean on tarot and astrology because, and same with leaning on a higher power. You know, it is taking the pressure off you. It's saying, all right, well, what do the stars tell me? What do the stars tell me is going to happen this month? And I love astrology and I love tarot, and I find it all very, very accurate, which I think is incredible. But then I believe we give a lot of our power away to these things. So maybe this is even the case with, you know, putting all of our trust into God. But as I said at the beginning, God, we are actually God, because we are the source energy. We are connected to source energy, and we are all collectively source energy. So so let's take that power back, and let's keep that power within ourselves. And because we are the power. If we are God and God is the power, then we are the power. So I think on a spiritual journey and a spiritual development journey, it's really important to come back to that you are the power, and you know, it all comes from you and who you are and who you become. And it doesn't really, like, yes, it and what you believe, and what you believe you are, and what type of life you believe you're going to live. And you know, again, back to your thoughts create your reality. So you can either believe that there is magic, and believe that there are miracles, and believe, Einstein said, you can either believe everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle. And I know which one I would rather believe. I don't know if he said that bit, but that's me saying that bit. So if you believe in the magic and the miracles and the expansiveness of the universe, then to me is an extremely positive vibration frequency to live at, and wonderful, and it fills me with all fuzzy feelings within my energy, and I love that. You know, I have an addictive personality, so that's what I get addicted to. Or you can maybe believe that things are a bit shit in the world, and believe that, you know, life happens to you, and woe is me, and, you know, no judgment, because everybody is where they are, and we're all on our own individual journey. And I have experience of this myself. So, but if that's what you choose to believe, that is what will keep being played back to you in your outer world. So, you know, choose your beliefs and your thoughts carefully. And again, back to meditation. This is where meditation can really help, because meditation helps you choose your thoughts, elevate to a love frequency, and bring in more divine energy and life force and all the magical stuff that helps you feel these buzzy feelings, and, you know, see that then reflected back to you. I had another thought come into my head then, but I think I've kind of thrown a lot at this episode, and a lot at this little chat. So I'll probably bring it to a close now. But, you know, whether you class yourself as spiritual or not, whether you believe in God or you believe in the universe or not, I think, you know, we are all on a journey, and it's important to have faith in something. It's important to have faith in something, and I'll leave it at that. And I would say the most important person or the most important thing to have faith in is yourself. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, because, you know, what is spirituality is a fucking huge topic, and it's a bit of a minefield, and I am going to open it up to you, because I would love to know what spirituality means to you. I'd love to have that conversation. It absolutely fascinates me. It fascinates me learning, you know, and who are your favorite teachers? You know, I have my favorite teachers. I have the people who I work with and go to, and, you know, I've got spiritual coaches and mentors, and I'm doing my meditation master certification, and I have my guru as a part of that. And, you know, we all have different teachers and people that we love and believe in. I'd love to know who they are, so that I could maybe go and learn some of their teachings as well. So I hope that you really enjoyed this little ramble about spirituality. I hope that it made sense to you, and I hope that some of it resonated with you. And again, if it didn't, that's totally fine. If you would like to connect with me, head over to Instagram. It's just at Roseanna Croft. I am a life coach, self-development coach, spiritual mentor. If you would like to work with me, then all the links are in the description. You can download a brochure on my one-to-one coaching packages. And I'm going to leave you with that and send you so much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and sending you so much love.